Hi, I'm Bill Michelotti with Raw Design. A lot of you guys have seen our wheel-like kits on some of the two-wheel bikes, and we've recently made a development where now you'll be able to put it on your Spyder. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through a short video and show you how an installation is done. Okay, what we've done here is we've already removed the wheel from one side of the bike. And what we're going to do is show you how we've laced a particular wheel. Doesn't mean how you have to do it. This is only a guideline. This is something that you're going to have to spend a little time, think it out, make sure you understand where you're going to run your wires and how you're going to mount your LEDs. Now on this particular wheel, what we've done is we've actually, you can run the wires internally or externally. On this one, we ran them internally, and we'll show you how. We'll pop the cap off the center. And you'll see where we have the wires coming out through a hole in the wheel. Now what we did, we'll zoom in on this a little bit. There you go, right there. If you see that we've drilled a hole from the center of the wheel out to where we have the wires coming through. Now again, this is something you can do, or you can run them externally. We'll get to that in a minute. Now you can see how we have all the wires running out to the separate LEDs. The LEDs are held in with double stick tape, and even the wires are held on to the wheel with double stick tape. The important thing here is that you really make sure that you clean everything ahead of time. The double stick will do more than an adequate job. But if you don't clean it ahead of time, the double stick sticks to dirt, and dirt's not going to stick to your wheels. Alright, what's also important is that when you apply the LEDs in the double stick, is that you do it in a warm, dry place. Preferably 80 degrees is the best. You can go down to 50, but we found that our best results are the warmer that you get it, the better. Now, if you look around the outside of the rim, you'll see that we have two strips that are tied together, bridged together in the back, and those are 6 LEDs each. In this particular case, one strip is red, one strip is amber, so that when it's in motion, it gives you a bit of a fiery look. Then if you go to the hub, you'll see that we've got 3 facing inside, and then once we turn the wheel around, you'll see that we have 3 facing outside. They basically alternate between the spokes of the wheels. And again, we've done the same thing there, where we've alternated red and amber so that you get a pretty cool effect. Okay, again on this wheel I want to point out how we drilled the hole internal to the wheel. We'll get to how you can run it external in a minute. Now this hole right now is about a 5/16 diameter hole. For any of the guys that want to say, well, you know, that's gonna put a fracture point in the wheel. No, that's not true. Because if you look at the actual mounting holes in the wheel's being held under compression through those 3. There's really absolutely no load around the diameter of this bore. Now, like I said, that's about a 5/16 hole, and we ran, I don't know, there's probably about 6 wires coming through there. There's no need to really do this either. You can tie them all together on the outside before you run them in towards the axle, and only have 2 wires coming through, one positive, one negative, and then your hole can be much smaller, probably about 1/8 of an inch or so. Now the other thing to note, if you're going to do it this way, is if you notice where the position on the inside of the bore that hole comes through. What's important here is that it's far enough inside the bore towards the front face of the wheel where it clears the flange on the hub itself. So if you see this flange here, whatever that dimension is, I want to say, without getting too close to it, it's about 3/8 of an inch or so. And you want to make sure that the depth of the hole in the wheel or where that hole punches through in the wheel, is about 3/8 of an inch. All right, the other way that you can run your wires, like we've said, is externally. Now here we've popped the cap off, and what you would do is you take this cap and cut a small notch in it so that you can bring the wires out underneath it, and then from here you'd run them out along the face of the wheel. You can run one here, you can run them anywhere along the 3 positions. And if you're concerned about visibility, you can always take some silver paint or anything like that that'll match the color of your wheels and paint over it, and that'll essentially camouflage it, and it'll keep you from drilling that hole if you're uncomfortable with it. Again, it depends on how much effort you want to go through and how clean of a look you want. Now, believe it or not, putting the lights on and running the wires, that is the hardest part of this project. So if you've got that accomplished now, we'll go down and we'll see how to actually mount the power puck on the bike.